Introduction. In recent years, intermittent fasting has exploded in popularity as a way to improve health and control weight. It's a practice of eating that alternates between fasting and eating. Intermittent fasting, in contrast to conventional diets, places more emphasis on the timing of meals. Intermittent fasting is not a new idea. In fact, many religions and societies have practiced it for centuries. Intermittent fasting naturally reduces overall calorie consumption by restricting the meal window. When the body's glucose reserves are depleted, it switches to burning fat for fuel. This metabolic adjustment may result in enhanced fat burning, which can speed up the weight loss process. Intermittent fasting has also been demonstrated to be effective in increasing insulin sensitivity and fostering healthy blood sugar levels. Allowing the body to reach a fasting state can benefit those with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes by regulating insulin synthesis and utilization. Intermittent fasting has been linked to various potential health advantages beyond weight management. Inflammation is connected to chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's, and some studies show that this technique may help lessen this inflammation. In addition, it may also help repair damaged cells through a process called autophagy, which may increase lifespan and decrease vulnerability to age-related diseases. Researchers have shown that fasting at certain times of the day can have positive effects on brain function and protection against neurodegenerative illnesses. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, is thought to be boosted, which is a protein that aids in the development and survival of neurons. In the pages ahead, we will be looking into all the necessary things you need to know about intermittent fasting. Chapter 1. An Introduction to Intermittent Fasting. Intermittent fasting is a method of dieting in which one goes without food for extended stretches of time. Its potential health benefits have contributed to its rising popularity. There are different intermittent fasting methods. Let's go deeper into these methods. The 16-8 fasting method is a popular choice. In this method, participants fast continuously for 16 hours and limit their daily eating window to 8 hours. In most cases, this means missing breakfast in favor of eating all of your meals between the hours of 12 and 8 p.m. Typically, the fasting period lasts all night and into the next day. The 5-2 technique is still another option. 5 days a week, you eat as you normally would, and on the other 2, which aren't consecutive, you drastically limit your calorie consumption to somewhere between 500 and 600. With this method, dieters can pick and choose which days of the week they want to limit their calorie intake. Alternate day fasting method. As its name implies, alternate day fasting consists of alternating days of fasting with days of normal eating. Individuals consume very few calories or none at all during fasting days, and typical amounts of food on non-fasting days. Because it requires significant calorie restriction or fasting every other day, this method can be more difficult to follow. The Eat-Stop-Eat method. It entails a 24-hour fast once or twice weekly. They might skip lunch the next day and then dinner the day after that. Although the fasting times are lengthier with this strategy, you get to pick the fasting days. Then there is spontaneous meal skipping. People don't eat when they're not hungry or comfortable, rather than adhering to a set timetable. This may mean skipping meals on occasion, including breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Water, tea, coffee, and other non-caloric liquids are often tolerated during the fasting period of any intermittent fasting technique. However, throughout the eating windows, it is essential to keep a healthy diet and meet dietary requirements. If you have any pre-existing medical concerns or take any medications, you should talk to your doctor before beginning an intermittent fasting. It is also important to pay attention to your body and modify the fasting routine accordingly. It is crucial to pay attention to the quality of food taken during the eating windows when engaging in intermittent fasting. To ensure you're getting enough of the vitamins, minerals, and other critical nutrients your body needs, choose nutrient-dense, whole meals. Meals that feature a mix of carbs, proteins, and healthy fats are ideal for sustaining energy and health. Intermittent fasting has many health benefits, including weight loss and improved eating habits. Fasting for certain amounts of time can help people tune into their bodies and learn to better respond to hunger and fullness signals. Better food decisions and more moderate eating may result from this increased consciousness. It's worth noting that it might not be a good fit for everyone. Women who are pregnant or breastfeeding, those with a history of eating disorders, and people with specific medical issues should talk to a doctor before starting this diet. Some people may have trouble getting used to the new routine at first, but after a while, their bodies will change and they won't feel the same. Combining intermittent fasting with a consistent exercise routine has been shown to increase its efficacy. Exercising, whether it be aerobic, strength, or a combination of the two, can help with weight control, metabolic health, and general fitness. Like any other diet plan, intermittent fasting is most effective when seen as a way of life rather than a temporary fix. For lasting results and improved health, maintaining a consistent and nutritious diet over time is essential. Your body is unique, and treat it as such when engaging in intermittent fasting. Putting your health and well-being first is more important than strictly sticking to a fasting method. It's important to reevaluate your strategy and make adjustments if you have any negative side effects or substantial discomfort while fasting. No amount of intermittent fasting can make up for bad dietary decisions or justify harmful eating habits. Nutrient-dense foods should still be prioritized, processed foods should be limited, and a well-rounded diet should be maintained at all times. During your eating windows, you should prioritize loading up on healthy foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean meats, and healthy fats. Also, keeping yourself well hydrated is essential both before and after meals. Maintaining good health requires consuming enough water throughout the day, and doing so helps ease hunger pangs during fasts. For optimal weight maintenance and health benefits, intermittent fasting should be used in conjunction with other preventative measures. Some examples of this are getting sufficient rest, controlling your stress, and maintaining a regular exercise routine. The biological effects of intermittent fasting. When you fast, your body's insulin levels drop, and your blood sugar level drops with it. Energy stores such as glycogen and fatty acids are prioritized for use during this metabolic state. This boosts insulin sensitivity by making cells more sensitive to the hormone. Insulin-resistant and diabetic people may benefit from this. Through a process called autophagy, cells are able to recycle and discard components that have become damaged or malfunctioning, such as proteins, organelles, and cellular detritus. Fasting increases autophagy as a measure of energy conservation when nutrients are scarce. This cleanup process within cells aids in the elimination of noxious compounds and stimulates cellular regeneration, which may slow the onset of age-related disorders and boost cellular health in general. Intermittent fasting also affects cellular signaling networks and the expression of genes. Fasting has been demonstrated to stimulate several pathways in cells, including AMP-activated protein kinase, AMPK, and sirtuins. For instance, when AMPK is activated, mechanisms are set in motion that improve cellular energy production and lipid metabolism. On the other hand, sirtuins help with things like DNA repair, regulating inflammation, and managing metabolism. Intermittent fasting may have far-reaching implications on cellular function and general health through influencing gene expression and cellular signaling. Mitochondrial function has been shown to be affected by intermittent fasting. The cellular organelles, known as mitochondria, produce the energy currency known as adenosine triphosphate, ADP. Mitochondrial biogenesis, the formation of new mitochondria, and mitochondrial efficiency are both improved by fasting. The enhanced cellular energy generation that results from this has the potential to prolong longevity and decrease the incidence of metabolic disorders. Fasting has been shown to alter the gut microbiota in a way that encourages the growth of beneficial bacteria. Digestion, immunological function, and metabolism are just a few of the many bodily processes that the gut microbiota affects. Intermittent fasting may help enhance health and lower the risk of chronic diseases by altering the composition of the gut flora. Numerous disorders such as cancer, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease have been linked to chronic inflammation. Intermittent fasting has been demonstrated to reduce inflammation by decreasing production of pro-inflammatory cytokines and markers. Intermittent fasting has been shown to have health benefits, particularly in preventing and treating chronic diseases through lowering inflammation. Hormonal homeostasis is another area that is impacted by intermittent fasting. Human growth hormone, HGH, is just one hormone whose levels alter in response to fasting. Human growth hormone, HGH, helps with weight loss, muscle building, and healing injuries. Intermittent fasting may promote muscular growth, speed up tissue regeneration, and repair by increasing HGH secretion. Studies have shown that intermittent fasting can affect how cells react to stress. The overexpression of heat shock proteins, HSPs, is just one example of how fasting triggers the body's adaptive stress response pathways. Heat shock proteins are essential for the survival of stress cells because they prevent DNA damage. Intermittent fasting may improve cellular health and resilience by stimulating the production of HSPs. Intermittent fasting also affects neuronal health and cognitive performance. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, is a protein that aids in the development and survival of neurons, and its synthesis has been demonstrated to increase during fasting. The brain's ability to change and rearrange itself, known as neuroplasticity, is greatly aided by BDNF. Intermittent fasting may improve cognitive abilities including learning and memory by increasing neuroplasticity. The circadian rhythm, the body's internal biological clock, which controls many physiological functions, might be affected by intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting has been shown to improve circadian function by synchronizing eating patterns with the body's natural 24-hour cycle. This synchronization can enhance the standard of your sleep and control the time of vital functions like hormone release, metabolism, and cellular repair. Intermittent fasting has been shown to increase cellular and metabolic plasticity. The body improves its ability to switch efficiently between using glucose and fatty acids as fuel when it is subjected to fasting periods on a frequent basis. This metabolic versatility aids in maintaining steady blood sugar levels by allowing cells to respond to fluctuating energy supplies. Intermittent fasting has been shown to improve lipid levels by raising HDL cholesterol and lowering LDL cholesterol and triglycerides, as well as lowering blood pressure. The danger of heart disease and stroke can be mitigated by these actions. Common myths about intermittent fasting. The belief that intermittent fasting is nothing more than a scientifically baseless fad diet that promises rapid results is widespread. In fact, a large body of evidence demonstrates that intermittent fasting has positive health effects beyond mere weight loss. Some animal studies have found that it increases lifespan by repairing cells, lowering inflammation, and increasing insulin sensitivity. There's also the false belief that intermittent fasting slows your metabolism and causes you to lose muscle. The combination of resistance training and intermittent fasting, however, has been found to maximize muscle preservation and growth. In addition, the metabolic rate does not noticeably decrease during short-term fasting because the body adjusts its energy expenditure to make up for the decreased calorie intake. Some individuals think that you must forego breakfast or stick to a strict meal window in order to reap the benefits of intermittent fasting. Overall calorie intake and food quality are more important than the date of the fasting period or the specific meals ignored. Find a fasting schedule that fits your lifestyle and interests, and make sure you have a healthy, well-rounded meal during your eating window. It's a common belief that the eating window in intermittent fasting is a time to binge on fast foods. Even while intermittent fasting can give you more control over when you eat, it's still important to watch your calorie intake and avoid meals that are heavy in processed sugar and fat. In order to reap the full health benefits of intermittent fasting, it is important to use the eating window to consume nutrient-dense whole meals. Some people consider intermittent fasting to be the sole means by which to lose weight or enhance health. Although it can be helpful, keep in mind that there is no magic bullet. In the grand scheme of things, intermittent fasting is just one way to improve your health and well-being. When deciding on a strategy for weight control and health, it is crucial to take into account personal preferences, lifestyle choices, and general dietary patterns. An unhealthy preoccupation with food or a restrictive outlook are not inevitable results of intermittent fasting. Fasting can be seen as a constructive practice that can help people become more in tune with their bodies and learn to better recognize the signs of hunger and fullness. Fasting for part of the day and then eating normally during the other part of the day can help you form healthy eating habits. Some people, especially women, believe that intermittent fasting can disrupt their hormone balance. Research suggests that intermittent fasting can have beneficial impacts on hormones related to weight management and overall health. However, it is true that any significant changes in eating patterns can influence hormone levels. However, because reactions differ from person to person, it's best to pay attention to your own body and consult a doctor if you have any doubts. It's important to keep in mind that not everyone can benefit from intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting should be approached with caution and assistance from a healthcare expert by those who are underweight, have a history of disordered eating, or have specific medical concerns. Chapter 2. Fasting and Metabolism. Intermittent fasting has several effects, but one that stands out is its potential to hasten weight loss. In general, people eat less food when their dining window is smaller. Over time, a calorie deficit created by this measure can cause weight loss. Also, during the fasting period, the body can use its fat stores as an energy source, leading to increased fat burning and a lower body fat percentage. There is evidence that it can aid in the maintenance of muscle mass while simultaneously decreasing fat. The ability to keep one's metabolic rate and level of physical performance at a steady state depends on one's muscle mass. Hence, this is vital. When dieters keep their muscle mass while cutting calories, they avoid the metabolic slowdown that typically results. Maintaining a high level of lean muscle mass helps you look toned and fit. Some research suggests that the fasting period of intermittent fasting may result in a higher metabolic rate than usual due to the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and norepinephrine. Results have been inconsistent and influenced by characteristics like age, gender, and overall health. Thus, additional study is needed to understand the long-term impacts on metabolic rate. In addition to its physical effects, intermittent fasting has been shown to have positive psychological effects on health and weight loss. People who set specific eating times for themselves tend to improve their connection with food and eat more mindfully. By being more in the moment, one might avoid emotional or binge eating and instead focus on what they're eating. When compared to conventional methods of calorie restriction, intermittent fasting is more practical and easier to adhere to. Individuals may find it simpler to stick to their eating schedule if they have fewer meals that need to be planned and prepared. Because of its ease of use, intermittent fasting has the potential to be an effective method for making permanent changes to one's diet and way of life. There is some evidence that intermittent fasting can increase metabolic adaptability. The body improves its ability to switch between glucose and stored body fat as a fuel source when it is subjected to fasting periods on a frequent basis. Improved metabolic health can result from increased metabolic flexibility, which allows the body to better respond to varying nutritional and energy needs. Chapter 3. Getting started with intermittent fasting. Consultation with a healthcare provider or trained dietitian is essential prior to beginning any new diet or fasting regimen. They're in a good position to evaluate your current health status and offer tailored recommendations. Think about your routine, schedule, and preferences when deciding on a fasting strategy. The 16-8 method, the 5-2 diet, alternate day fasting, and the eat-stop-eat method are all examples of popular forms of intermittent fasting. There are a variety of fasting plans from which to choose. Pick the one that best fits your lifestyle and needs. It's best to ease into your chosen method of fasting rather than diving headfirst into it. To get the most out of your fasting experience, it's best to ease into longer fasts over time. If you usually eat breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning, try eating it at 9 o'clock for a few days, then 10 o'clock, and so on. Your body will have an easier time adjusting to the fasting schedule if you do it gradually. It is especially important to drink enough water during the fast. Avoid dehydration by taking water often throughout the day. Drinks like black coffee or herbal tea that have 0 calories can help you feel full. Plan your meals so that you can consume a variety of full, nutrient-dense foods within your allotted eating time. Make sure you're getting enough of the nutrients you need by eating a balanced diet high in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Stay away from processed foods, sugary snacks, and high-calorie drinks. They will only slow you down. During periods of fasting, it's crucial to pay attention to how your body feels. Listen to your body for signals of hunger and break your fast when you feel ready. It's dangerous to severely limit your caloric intake because it might cause nutritional deficits and other health problems. Strive for a method that is both short and long-term beneficial to your health. Always keep in mind that sticking to your chosen form of intermittent fasting is the most important factor in seeing positive results. If you're dedicated and patient, intermittent fasting can be a useful tool in your pursuit of health and fitness. Get in the habit of pre-planning your meals and snacks. Doing so will aid you in avoiding unhealthy, impulsive eating throughout your allotted mealtime. Make meals that are both tasty and good for you by using a wide variety of colorful produce and maintaining a healthy balance of macronutrients. When it's time to break your fast, do it with awareness and introspection. Practice mindful eating by eating deliberately, focusing on the taste, and listening to your body's signals for when it's full. By doing so, you can change your perspective on food and curb binge eating. The health benefits of intermittent fasting can be increased by combining it with regular physical activity. Walk, jog, or conduct weight training of a moderate intensity during your fasting or eating window. Find a fitness plan that fits your schedule and your mood. Good sleep is essential to your health and should be a top priority. Get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every night. Getting enough sleep will help your fasting process by reducing hunger pangs and boosting your stamina. Keep tabs on how you're doing by recording details like the days you fasted, what you ate, and how you felt. This will allow you to recognize routines, comprehend how your body reacts, and make necessary adjustments. Keep track of your fasting experience with the help of a journal or smartphone app. To keep yourself motivated and accountable during intermittent fasting, seek out a support group or a fasting buddy. Tell them about the difficulties you faced and the achievements you made. In addition, you can learn more about intermittent fasting by reading books like this one, listening to podcasts, and participating in online groups. Remember that intermittent fasting is a lifestyle shift and that it may take some time to see results. Try not to beat yourself up too much if you make a mistake now and then. If your needs or circumstances change, you should adjust your fasting routine accordingly. Never lose sight of the fact that intermittent fasting is just one component of a well-rounded healthy lifestyle. It needs to be paired with other holistic strategies like proper nutrition, exercise, stress reduction, and self-care. Always put your health first. Pay attention to how you feel and make adjustments if necessary. Reduce your stress levels when fasting. Long-term stress can ruin your fast and harm your health. Meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, and doing things you enjoy are all great ways to reduce stress. Reducing stress is a great way to cut back on cravings and comfort eating. Intermittent fasting is highly adaptable, so you may need to try a few different approaches to find the one that best suits your needs. Don't be afraid to try new approaches of fasting and modify your routine based on your body's reaction. Focus on how you feel and make adjustments accordingly. Consult a healthcare provider or qualified dietitian for assistance tailored to your unique needs if you're worried about your health or dealing with a medical issue. They will work with you to develop a method of fasting that takes into account your specific needs and objectives. Take responsibility for your own health and well-being. Make time for things that help you unwind and feel better emotionally. Spend time doing things you enjoy. Keep a journal of your fasting and eating habits as well as your progress. This can aid in spotting patterns, pinpointing what works, and solving problems as they develop. Seeing your development over time can be an inspiration in and of itself. Fasting can provide a number of difficulties that can make it hard for people to maintain their fasting routines. Dealing with hunger pangs is a regular difficulty. It's normal to feel hungry during fasts if you're used to eating frequently throughout the day. However, there are methods available for addressing this difficulty. Before beginning your fast, it's important to eat a healthy, filling lunch. Foods high in protein, healthy fats, and fiber are more likely to keep you feeling full for longer. If you drink enough of water during the day, you may find that your hunger pangs diminish. You can also reduce feelings of hunger by diverting your attention elsewhere, such as by reading, taking a stroll, or pursuing a hobby. Fasting can make negotiating social situations more difficult. Trying to refrain from food or drink when everyone else around you seems to be doing so can be quite difficult. When this happens, it's important to let people know why you want to fast so they can support you. Justify your fasting, whether it be for spiritual, health, or personal grounds. When you communicate your goals and objectives to those around you, they will be more likely to understand and support you. To avoid breaking your fast, it can be good to schedule social events during times when you are not fasting. Bringing your own fasting-friendly snacks or drinks to events will help you avoid temptation and stay on track. Fasting patterns can be difficult to adjust to, especially for those who are used to eating at regular intervals throughout the day. It takes time for the body and mind to get used to a new regimen. Fasting can be easier to manage if you ease into it. Fast for shorter durations at first, and, as you become used to it, extend it. Taking things slowly allows your body to adjust and reduces the stress that comes with abrupt shifts. Some people have less energy or trouble focusing when fasting, especially in the beginning phases. This is because the body is learning to draw upon its own reserves of energy rather than external sources of fuel, such as food. Getting enough sleep and eating well during your meal windows can help you counteract these side effects. Water intake throughout the day is very important during fasting. If drinking plain water gets boring, try flavoring it with fresh fruit or herb pieces. Also, taking in electrolytes can be useful, particularly during prolonged fasts, as they aid in hydration and general health. Fruits, vegetables are great natural sources of electrolytes, and so are electrolyte supplements. For optimal health, it's important to eat a varied diet and include nutrient-rich meals within designated eating times. Vitamins, minerals, proteins, carbs, and lipids are just few of the many vital elements our systems need. Adopting a healthy, well-rounded diet gives our bodies the nutrients they need to function optimally. Eating well aids in keeping weight down. When we fill our eating windows with a range of nutrient-dense foods, we feel fuller for longer and are less likely to overeat. Vegetables and lean proteins are two examples of whole foods that are high in fiber and low in calories. In doing so, you can cut back on unnecessary calories and help with weight control. Eating healthily is critical for maintaining high levels of vitality throughout the day. Foods high in nutrients are more likely to keep you energized throughout the day, as opposed to the sugar or processed food spike and subsequent fall. Proteins provide a more sustained supply of fuel than complex carbs, which are found in foods like whole grains and legumes. We may keep our energy levels stable and avoid feelings of exhaustion and sluggishness by including these nutrient-dense foods in our eating windows. Eating correctly has benefits for your mind as well as your body. Studies have shown that the omega-3 fatty acids in fish and nuts, as well as the B vitamins in whole grains and greens, can help keep your mind sharp and healthy. Also, eating regularly spaced out, nutritious meals might help regulate mood and boost concentration. A healthy diet that includes both refined and whole foods is beneficial to our health in many ways. Dairy products, leafy greens, and fortified plant-based milks are all good examples of calcium-rich meals that can help build strong bones and ward against diseases like osteoporosis. Iron-rich foods, such as lean meats, beans, and spinach, support healthy blood and help ward off iron deficiency like anemia. Iron absorption is increased when vitamin C-rich meals like citrus fruits and bell peppers are consumed alongside iron-rich diets. Lean meats, nuts, seeds, and avocados are high in healthy monounsaturated fats and can lower cholesterol while reducing the risk of heart disease. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in foods like fish, flax seeds, and walnuts, can provide additional defense against cardiovascular disease. Incorporating fluid-rich meals like fruits and vegetables can help contribute to hydration levels, which is vital for general health. In addition to water, eating vegetables like cucumbers, melons, and tomatoes, which contain a lot of water, will help you stay hydrated and keep your body running smoothly. Collagen synthesis, which aids in skin suppleness and firmness, is supported by vitamin C-rich foods like citrus fruits, berries, and bell peppers. Antioxidant vitamin E, found in foods like almonds, seeds, and avocados, helps keep skin healthy and protected from free radical damage. Vitamin A, which can be found in beta-carotene-rich foods like carrots, sweet potatoes, and dark leafy greens, is essential for the maintenance of healthy skin cells and the promotion of a radiant complexion. Fatty fish, flax seeds, and chia seeds are all good sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which have anti-inflammatory characteristics and can help treat skin disorders like acne and eczema. Tryptophan, magnesium, and melatonin precursors are all found in certain meals and have been shown to aid with sleep. Foods like turkey, bananas, almonds, or tart cherries are good examples. These foods, when eaten during the appropriate time periods, have been shown to promote good sleep. Optimal brain function is supported by nutrients such as omega-3 fatty acids, B vitamins, and magnesium, which may also reduce depressive and anxious feelings. The synthesis of neurotransmitters relies on a variety of nutrients, which can be supplied by eating nutrient-dense foods. Chapter 4. Obtaining the best results while fasting. The health and weight loss benefits of these fasting strategies have led to their increased popularity. These methods have the potential to be useful, but it's important to give them some thought before implementing them. The metabolic state of ketosis is one of the key advantages of prolonged fasting. Increased fat burning and weight reduction result from the metabolic state of ketosis, in which fat stores are used as an alternative fuel source to glucose. Those with weight loss or physique improvement goals can benefit greatly from this. Autophagy, the process by which damaged or defective cells are recycled and removed, is facilitated by prolonged fasting. This procedure has the ability to boost immunological function, increase cellular health, and provide protection from a variety of chronic diseases. Inflammation is linked to many different diseases and disorders, including obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Fasting may help lower this inflammation. There may be mental advantages to fasting for longer. During fasting, many people find that they are able to think more clearly, concentrate better, and be more present in the moment. Fasting advocates say the practice might help people stop bad habits like binge eating and overeating on processed foods. However, before beginning a prolonged fast, it is important to think about a few things. The first step is to see a doctor, especially if you have pre-existing health concerns or taking drugs. Expert supervision is necessary since fasting can alter blood sugar, electrolyte balance, and the effectiveness of medications. Prolonged fasting calls for vigilant attention to both fluid and food consumption. In order to keep your body running smoothly, it's crucial that you drink enough water and take in enough electrolytes. To avoid overeating or stomachache, it's important to break the fast in the right way. Reintroducing food should be done slowly, with a focus on providing nutrients while minimizing digestive discomfort. Individuals with specific medical issues like diabetes, eating disorders, or impaired immune systems may not be good candidates for prolonged fasting. Women who are pregnant or lactating should likewise avoid long periods of fasting because of their increased nutritional needs. It's crucial to go into prolonged fasting with an open mind. Although it may have some useful effects, it shouldn't be expected to solve all your problems immediately or even in the long run. Extended fasting is most effective when combined with other aspects of a healthy lifestyle, such as a nutritious food, regular exercise, and plenty of sleep. Pay close attention to your body and its needs during the fasting time. Break the fast and eat something nourishing if you feel extremely hungry, lightheaded, dizzy, or have any other symptoms that may be cause for worry. It's crucial to stress the importance of self-care and mental health during fasting. Positive fasting experiences can be bolstered by engaging in activities that help with relaxation, stress reduction, and general mental health. It's also crucial to remember that prolonged fasting isn't necessarily healthy for everyone. Children, teenagers, the elderly, and people with certain medical issues should all proceed with caution or avoid prolonged fasting altogether. Women who are pregnant or nursing should talk to their doctor before doing any kind of fasting and should put their nutritional requirements first. Prolonged fasting calls for vigilant monitoring of dietary requirements and any deficits. It's vital to eat food that's rich in nutrients and contains the right proportions of macronutrients, micronutrients, and minerals. A certified dietitian or nutritionist should be consulted to devise an appropriate meal plan if extended fasting is practiced consistently or for lengthy periods in order to prevent any potential nutrient deficits. Intermittent fasting, hormonal equilibrium, and muscular development. Fasting over extended periods of time and then returning to a normal eating schedule is known as cyclical fasting. Its potential benefits for enhancing hormonal equilibrium and muscular building have contributed to its rise in popularity in recent years. Individuals can improve their health and well-being by using this method. The effect on hormone balance is an important feature of cyclical fasting. Metabolic rate, energy levels, and muscular development are just a few of the many biological processes that hormones help regulate. Fasting, especially for long durations, causes hormonal alterations that can have beneficial effects on health. As insulin levels drop during a fast, fat is burned more efficiently and insulin sensitivity is increased. This can help you decrease your overall body fat while maintaining your muscle mass. Fasting also causes the body to generate growth hormone, which promotes muscular development and repair. Muscular tissue requires growth hormone for proper function, and greater growth hormone production during fasting has been linked to improved muscular growth. Appetite and satiety-regulating hormones like leptin and ghrelin are also affected by cyclical fasting. By resetting these hormones through fasting, one can gain control of their hunger and develop a healthier relationship with food. Those trying to control their weight and improve their eating habits may benefit greatly from this. It's vital to remember that cyclical fasting requires caution and individualized attention in order to be effective. Some people, such as those with pre-existing health concerns or who are in the midst of strenuous physical preparation, may not be good candidates. Safe and effective implementation of cyclical fasting requires consultation with a healthcare provider or trained dietitian who can give individualized assistance. The body's efficiency in using energy and its metabolic adaptability can both benefit from periodic fasting. The body's efficiency at using fat reserves for energy decreases when glucose is the predominant fuel source. Ketosis is a metabolic state where fat is used as fuel instead of glucose since glucose levels are low during fasting. Ketosis also increases metabolic adaptability. Periods of fasting help teach the body to effectively switch between burning carbohydrates and fats for fuel. Muscle-building exercises, as well as other forms of physical activity, can benefit from this adaptability since it enhances both the availability and utilization of energy. Intermittent fasting has been shown to moderate the inflammatory response in the body. Impairment in muscle growth and recovery are among the many health problems linked to persistent low-grade inflammation. Intermittent fasting has been linked to better immunological function and lower signs of inflammation, both of which promote muscle repair and growth. When paired with cyclical fasting, resistance training during eating phases can maximize muscle growth even more. Individuals can take advantage of the favorable hormonal milieu established during fasting to maximize muscle protein synthesis and increase muscular hypertrophy by giving a stimulus to the muscles through weightlifting or other strength-building workouts. Some people may not respond well to cyclical fasting because everyone is different. Pay attention to how you feel, keep track of your energy levels, and make adjustments as necessary. Time-restricted feeding, TRF, and other forms of intermittent fasting may not be the best fit for everyone. If you have any pre-existing medical issues, are taking any medications, or have any unique nutritional needs, you should talk to your doctor or a qualified dietitian before starting any new diet or lifestyle, including cyclical fasting. How to maximize the benefits of intermittent fasting by combining it with other dietary strategies. Combining fasting cycles with the ketogenic diet is a popular strategy. A ketogenic diet is one that consists primarily of fat, with minimal protein and carbohydrate consumption. Combining these two strategies can improve the body's ability to enter ketosis, a metabolic state in which fat is used predominantly as fuel. During fasting periods, glycogen levels are depleted and fat reserves are mobilized. This is consistent with the principles of the ketogenic diet, which aim to promote the use of ketones, a byproduct of fat, as an alternative energy source. Fasting for longer periods of time and reducing carbohydrate intake both help the body enter ketosis, which promotes higher fat burning. Time-restricted eating, in which the daily eating window is limited to a set time frame, such as 8 hours, while the remaining hours of the day are spent fasting, can be paired with intermittent fasting. Improved insulin sensitivity and decreased hunger hormone levels are two of the many benefits of this strategy for managing diabetes and excess weight. A person's fasting periods can be optimized and made more in tune with their circadian rhythm if they combine intermittent fasting with time-restricted eating. This practice has the potential to improve the body's digestion, metabolism, and nutrient absorption. It can also establish a routine for meals and snacks that encourages better decision-making when it comes to what to consume. Combining time-restricted eating with fasting or ketogenic diets may have health benefits beyond just burning fat. Cognitive performance, energy, inflammation, and cellular repair and longevity are all areas that may benefit from these strategies, according to the research. It is important to remember, however, that dietary requirements and objectives may vary from one person to the next. Prior to implementing any major changes to one's diet, it is advised to speak with a medical expert or qualified dietitian. They may tailor their advice to each individual, check for nutritional sufficiency, and keep an eye out for unwanted side effects. Some health issues can benefit synergistically from combining intermittent fasting with other nutritional treatments. Epilepsy, metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, and polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, are some of the illnesses that may benefit from intermittent fasting and a ketogenic diet. People with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance can benefit greatly from intermittent fasting since it increases insulin sensitivity and makes it easier to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. This combination can further improve glycemic control and boost weight loss when used with a ketogenic diet, which restricts carbohydrates and encourages the creation of ketones. Combining fasting intervals with a ketogenic diet has shown promise for people with epilepsy. Both methods have been shown to lessen the frequency and intensity of seizures. Combining fasting periods with a ketogenic diet may have synergistic effects, especially in the context of metabolic syndrome, which is characterized by a constellation of disorders including obesity, hypertension, diabetes, and elevated cholesterol levels. Better body composition, less inflammation, and enhanced metabolic indicators have all been linked to this combination. The combination of intermittent fasting with a ketogenic diet may have beneficial effects for those with polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, a hormonal disease that impacts reproductive health. Both methods may be useful in treating PCOS because they facilitate weight loss, restore hormonal equilibrium, and increase insulin sensitivity. Although some people may benefit from combining intermittent fasting with other nutritional techniques, this strategy may not be essential or appropriate for everyone. It is best to talk to a doctor or qualified dietitian who can tailor recommendations to an individual's condition, preferences, and goals. Improved metabolic flexibility, weight management, blood sugar control, and maybe benefits for specific health issues are only some of the possible benefits of combining intermittent fasting with other nutritional regimens. However, the combination may not be suited for everyone and should be customized to individual needs. Thus, individualized guidance and medical monitoring are needed to ensure safety and appropriateness. A well-balanced, nutrient-dense diet taken in conjunction with intermittent fasting helps guarantee that the body receives sufficient necessary nutrients during the eating times. Supporting one's health and providing the building blocks for good biological processes can be achieved by eating high-quality, whole meals rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Combining intermittent fasting with a particular dietary approach can also aid in the establishment of a regular and orderly eating routine. Those who have issues with emotional or mindless snacking or with eating at odd hours may benefit greatly from this. By setting up a specified time each day to eat and sticking to a predetermined diet, dieters may find they have more self-control and self-discipline over their food intake. While intermittent fasting sets up a time frame for when you should be fasting and when you should be eating, the precise diet you follow throughout those windows is flexible. As a result, people are free to pick a diet strategy that fits in with their cultural, ethical, or personal values, increasing the likelihood that it will be both sustainable and pleasurable. It's worth noting that not everyone can benefit from intermittent fasting, and people's reactions to it might vary widely. It's important to factor in things like pre-existing conditions, current medications, and individual tolerance levels. In order to choose the best mix and meet nutritional requirements, it is essential to speak with a healthcare provider or trained dietitian. Chapter 5. Exercise and fitness when fasting. The first step is to learn to listen to your own body. Since the effects of fasting vary from person to person, it's important to monitor how you feel during and after your workouts. You may need to adapt your training regimen or schedule rest periods if you start to feel lightheaded, weak, or extremely fatigued. It's up to you and your body to determine the optimal time for your workouts while you're fasting. Some people get better results when they exercise while still fasted, such as first thing in the morning before breaking their fast. Some people find that they are more motivated to eat during the eating window if they have exercised beforehand or afterward. Try out various strategies until you find the one that works best for you in terms of comfort and motivation. It is recommended that during fasting periods, you engage in activities of a moderate intensity. Walking, jogging, and cycling are examples of aerobic workouts. Fasting can make it harder to complete high-intensity workouts because of the increased energy needed and the resulting weariness. Fasting and exercise put a premium on staying well hydrated. Be careful to stay well hydrated by drinking water before, during, and after your workouts. Fasting can induce water and electrolyte losses, making it especially vital to rehydrate after exercises. Paying close attention to your nutrition and rest will help you recover more quickly from fasting periods. When you break your fast, you should focus on eating a healthy, well-rounded meal that contains lean protein, good fats, and complex carbs. Muscles can mend and grow with the help of these nutrients. A protein shake or snack may help you recover faster if you're indulging in strenuous activity. Recovery requires a period of rest and sleep. Since fasting can cause sleep disruptions, it's especially important to get plenty of high-quality sleep each night. The recommended amount of sleep per night is 7 to 8 hours. Also, pay attention to how your health and physique are changing. It's crucial to review your fasting and exercise routine if you experience any unfavorable side effects. Talking to a doctor or a dietitian who can tailor their advice to your unique situation and objectives can be very helpful. Always keep in mind that your body is unique from everyone else's, thus your results may vary. If you want to find a fasting and exercise program that works for you, it's important to pay attention to your body, be adaptable, and make changes as you go. Prepare your muscles and joints for exercise by performing a dynamic warm-up routine for a few minutes before beginning your activity. Light cardio, stretching, and mobility drills are all appropriate. Similarly, a cool-down phase with static stretching or foam rolling after your workout will aid muscle healing and lessen the intensity of any pain you might experience as a result of your activity. Adjusting the intensity of your workouts may be helpful during fasting periods. Moderate intensity exercises are normally well tolerated during fasting. However, if you're having difficulty or feeling overly weary, you may want to dial back the intensity a bit. Pay attention to your physical sensations and strike a balance between pushing yourself and exhausting yourself. Fasting can be aided by engaging in mindful movement practices like yoga, tai chi. These practices, which aim to improve relaxation, stress relief, and awareness of the body, place an emphasis on regulated movement, concentration, and breathing. Include low-impact activities such as swimming, cycling, or elliptical machine use if high-impact exercises are causing you pain, or if you simply want to give your body a break. The cardiovascular advantages of these workouts can be achieved with less strain on the joints. Your workout schedule may need to change depending on the duration and time of your fasting window. Changing your fasting schedule or shifting your workout to a time when you have more energy and nutrients accessible is something to think about if your fasting window is exceptionally long or falls during your typical workout time. Besides getting enough food, there are various recovery strategies you can use to keep your body going during fasts. Foam rolling, massage, contrast showers, hot and cold water alternately, and gentle stretching are all options for recovery activities. Reducing muscle pain, increasing blood flow, and speeding up the healing process are all possible with these methods. The key is to pay attention to how you feel and make modifications accordingly. Chapter 6. Adjustments and Troubleshooting when Fasting. While intermittent fasting can be an efficient approach, it is not without its risks and difficulties. Due to decreased caloric intake and alterations in metabolic processes, people who begin intermittent fasting may experience significant weight reduction initially. However, weight loss may slack off or perhaps stop altogether as the body adjusts to the new diet. Some people may find this plateau disheartening and motivation-killing. Remember that weight reduction plateaus are common regardless of the diet method you're using. All you need to do is to be patient and persistent. Not making any headway despite following intermittent fasting guidelines is another challenge people may face. Intermittent fasting may lead to a caloric deficit, but it is not a foolproof method of losing weight. There are several contributors to successful weight loss, including but not limited to dietary quality, portion size, macronutrient composition, and activity levels. This obstacle can be conquered by committing to a healthy lifestyle that includes regular exercise and a well-rounded, nutrient-rich diet. Intermittent fasting can be difficult if you tend to eat when you're feeling emotional. Emotional responses and the impulse to overeat during meal windows may result from extended food restriction. Emotional factors such as stress, boredom, and loneliness can have a direct impact on how much we eat. Mindless or excessive eating can negate the positive effects of intermittent fasting. Therefore, it's crucial to recognize and deal with these emotional cues. Individuals can overcome emotional eating habits by developing coping skills like choosing other activities, practicing mindfulness, or getting support from friends or specialists. Peer pressure and awkward social circumstances are other potential obstacles. When practicing intermittent fasting, one may need to alter their eating habits or decline meal offers at specified times, which can be awkward in social situations. Feelings of loneliness and social anxiety can take an emotional toll. Friends and family will be more encouraging of your efforts if they are aware of your food choices and goals. Finding ways to spend time with others that don't center around eating might also help reduce feelings of isolation. If intermittent fasting is not done correctly, it might have serious consequences for your health. Not everyone can benefit from intermittent fasting, especially those with certain medical conditions, pregnant or breastfeeding women, and those with a history of eating disorders. Before beginning intermittent fasting, it is important to consult with a healthcare provider or certified dietitian to ensure it is safe for you. Some people may have trouble maintaining their intermittent fasting regimen over the long run. In the face of unexpected events, travel, or professional demands, sticking to a regular fasting and eating schedule can be challenging. The upheavals and surprises of daily life might make it difficult to maintain a regular schedule, including one's diet. The ability to bend and change is crucial at times like these. Consistency and progress can be maintained and setbacks avoided by adjusting the fasting window or making other preparations in advance. Another trap is the tendency to overeat during eating times to make up for fasting times. Thinking along the lines of, "I've fasted, so I can indulge," may cause you to consume too many calories and thus negate the positive effects of fasting. Feelings of guilt or discomfort may also be exacerbated by overeating. Individuals can escape the overcompensation trap and maintain a healthy balance by practicing mindful eating and selecting nutrient-dense foods. An additional hazard of intermittent fasting is dehydration. People tend to forget about their water consumption as they concentrate on when and what they consume. Getting enough water is important for your health in general and can help you control your hunger levels. Avoiding dehydration and promoting fullness during fasting periods can be aided by consuming fluids such as water, herbal tea, or other non-caloric beverages. Unrealistic goals and a singular focus on weight loss can be harmful to health. Although shedding pounds is a common goal when engaging in intermittent fasting, keep in mind that success is measured by more than just a number on the scale. The rate and consistency with which weight is lost are less important than the other good changes that may occur, such as increased vitality and enhanced focus. Maintaining motivation and appreciating the full value of intermittent fasting can be achieved by shifting the focus from short-term to long-term health advantages. The psychological difficulties that some people may have during intermittent fasting also need to be taken into account. Eating less or differently than usual might bring on a wide range of feelings and thoughts. The mental difficulty of always worrying about food and when one will next eat is a frequent one. When you're always thinking about how hungry you are, it's hard to concentrate on anything else. Reducing emotional pain and refocusing attention away from food is vital. During fasting times, one may experience feelings of deprivation or limitation, which may cause one to feel as though they are missing out on enjoyable eating experiences. This can make you susceptible to desires and act out with emotional or impulsive eating. Individuals can benefit from a more confident and introspective approach to fasting by cultivating a good mental attitude and recasting fasting as a choice rather than a limitation. People with a history of eating disorders may not be good candidates for intermittent fasting. People with a history of binge eating should proceed with caution while trying intermittent fasting. To ensure a safe and healthy approach to intermittent fasting, it may be helpful to seek counsel from a healthcare expert or a therapist who specializes in eating disorders. Tailoring fasting methods to specific requirements. It's important to take an honest look at how you've been fasting up until now. Stop and think about how long you've been doing the same fasting routine. We reach plateaus when our bodies have gotten used to a certain habit and no longer get the same level of improvement from it. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can start making improvements. You might want to try out many distinct fasting methods. The 16-8 approach, alternate day fasting, and the 5-2 diet are only a few of the variations on intermittent fasting. Altering your fasting methods might give your body a fresh challenge, helping you avoid a stale plateau. Challenge your body in a fresh way by trying out a variety of methods until you find one that works for you. Alternatively, you could experiment with different fasting durations. If you've been maintaining a 16-hour fast, you might benefit from occasionally increasing it to 18 or 20 hours. This prolonged fast presents your body with a new metabolic challenge and may help you break through the stalemate. You should also think about what you're putting into your body during the feeding window. Pay special attention to your intake of nutrient-rich foods like lean proteins, fresh produce, and whole grains. Maintaining a healthy body composition can be aided by eating enough protein for muscle growth and repair. Remember to tune into your physical self. Excessive exhaustion, dizziness, or other unfavorable reactions may indicate that your current fasting schedule isn't right for you. You may need to make certain changes to guarantee a sustainable and healthy approach. Make getting healthy a top priority and get medical help if you need it. Physical activity might be a great way to break through a plateau. Exercising on a regular basis, whether it be strength training or cardiovascular activities, can increase your metabolism, facilitate fat burning, and improve your health. If you fast and exercise at the same time, you can maximize the benefits even more. Keep in mind that development is rarely linear. Be patient, persistent, and dedicated to reaching your goals. Focus on the long-term benefits of fasting, such as enhanced insulin sensitivity, lower inflammation, and increased mental clarity, and be proud of your accomplishments so far. It's also important to be aware of any extraneous elements that may be slowing you down. Your fasting experience can be greatly influenced by your stress levels, sleep habits, and lifestyle. Take stock of your stress levels and learn to effectively control them through activities like meditation, yoga, or hobbies that you enjoy. Get plenty of good sleep because it helps keep your hormones in check and your body functioning normally. Optimal conditions for breaking through plateaus can be created by adjusting for these external elements. Keep a fasting journal and record your progress. This can help you spot trends, observe shifts in your body composition, and zero in on areas where you can make the most progress. Keeping a journal of your fasting journey will help you get vital insights and fine-tune your fasting regimen to best suit your needs. Keep drinking water even if you don't feel like it. Consuming the recommended daily amount of water can aid in satiety maintenance, digestive health, and general physiological function. Herbal teas and other low or no-calorie liquids can help you stay hydrated and avoid the negative effects of fasting. Engage in mindful eating. Listen to your body to learn when you're hungry and when you're full. Fasting alone should not cause an unhealthy preoccupation with food restriction or disorder. It's important to reevaluate your approach if you're feeling overly deprived or restricted, and to strike a balance that benefits your physical and emotional health. Always be learning and reading up on the newest findings and recommendations in the fields of fasting and nutrition. New insights into fasting can help you fine-tune your current strategy. Maintain a growth mindset and be flexible in the face of fresh information when you adjust your fasting schedule. Keep in mind that learning how to overcome obstacles and change your fasting habits is an adventure in self-discovery. Don't give up until you've tried everything and found what works for you. Chapter 7. Some adverse effects of fasting. Fasting can cause digestive symptoms like gas, constipation, and diarrhea as the body adjusts to the lack of food. These problems could develop if the regular pattern of eating were suddenly altered. It's best to ease into fasting and give your digestive system time to adjust if you're experiencing any difficulties. In addition to drinking enough water and eating a balanced diet, maintaining a regular eating schedule can help keep digestion regular. While adjusting to a new food routine, some people may have trouble falling asleep or experience disturbed sleep patterns. Hormonal fluctuations, hunger, or even mental problems could all be at blame. Better sleep can be achieved during fasting by establishing a regular sleep regimen, learning and using relaxation techniques before bed, and making sure the bedroom is comfortable. Fasting is associated with low energy levels, especially in the beginning. An adjustment to utilizing stored energy reserves and a brief drop in blood sugar levels can cause this. Taking advantage of mealtime windows and drinking enough of water will help you manage low energy levels. Maintaining energy levels can be aided by eating nutrient-dense foods and including healthy fats and proteins in meal plans. Supporting overall energy levels during fasting is also possible through getting enough sleep, dealing with stress, and doing some light exercise. Listen to your body and make necessary adjustments to your fasting schedule. It is recommended that you see a doctor if your adverse symptoms persist or worsen. Experts can tailor their advice to each individual's needs and see that underlying health issues are properly treated. Keep in mind that fasting isn't right for everyone and that people have different reactions to it, so you should go into it with caution and choose the right method for you. Muscle breakdown can occur during prolonged fasting. This can be prevented by consuming enough protein during meal times. Protein from lean sources including poultry, fish, lentils, and tofu can aid in preserving muscle mass. Muscle can also be maintained and even grown with strength training activities. Some persons also report a loss of focus and concentration. This is because, during fasting, the body shifts to utilize ketones as an alternate fuel source. Consuming foods high in nutrients that enhance cognitive function, such as the omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish and walnuts, and staying well hydrated are both critical for maintaining optimal brain health. Keeping to a regular sleep pattern and engaging in stress-relieving activities like meditation or light exercise can also help improve concentration. While fasting, some people may also experience difficulties emotionally or mentally. It's typical to experience increased hunger, irritation, or mood fluctuations. Hormonal shifts and the emotional connections we form with particular foods can contribute to these. Emotional well-being can be maintained and restored via the practice of self-care and stress management practices like mindfulness, journaling, and recreational activities before, during, and after fasting. Although fasting has been shown to have positive impacts on health, it's crucial to be aware of the risks involved and take measures to mitigate them. You may get the most out of your fasting experience and make it a sustainable practice that fits your requirements and goals by making small, progressive adjustments to your normal routine and giving more attention to things like diet, hydration, sleep, and emotional health. A temporary drop in stamina and strength is possible if the body's energy resources are depleted due to fasting. To counteract this, schedule your workouts to occur during or immediately after meal times. In order to maintain physical performance when fasting, it is important to drink plenty of water before and after exercise and eat a well-rounded meal with complex carbohydrates, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Fasting can cause dehydration if people don't drink enough water during their meal windows. Water should be consumed often throughout the day, not just during meal times, to avoid being dehydrated. Adding flavor and variation to your hydration routine can be as simple as switching to herbal teas or flavored water. The color of one's urine can be used as a reliable indicator of how well one is hydrated. A pale yellow hue indicates that you are well hydrated. Hormonal balance is affected in certain people who fast, especially women. Menstrual cycle alterations and hormonal shifts are rather normal occurrences. If you have any questions or concerns about your hormone levels, it's best to go to a doctor who can provide you individualized advice. Fasting is most successful when done with optimism and attention to internal signs. For your own health and safety, you should seek the advice of a medical expert if you encounter any adverse effects that are particularly severe or persistent. Chapter 8. The Way Forward. Improving metabolic health is just one of several benefits associated with choosing intermittent fasting as a long-term lifestyle choice. Intermittent fasting has been found to reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes by increasing insulin sensitivity and normalizing blood sugar levels. By allowing the digestive system to rest between meals, the body is better able to make use of its reserves and maximize the nutrients it takes in. Autophagy, a natural cellular function that aids in cellular repair and rejuvenation, is stimulated by intermittent fasting. The fasting condition allows the body to eliminate dysfunctional cells and reuse their constituent parts. This process not only benefits cellular health in general, but it also contains anti-aging properties and may lessen the likelihood of developing age-related disorders. The effect of intermittent fasting on mental acuity is another crucial facet. Intermittent fasting has been shown to have positive effects on brain health and cognitive function. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, is a protein that aids in the development and survival of neurons, and its production is stimulated by fasting. Memory, concentration, and possibly even general brain function may all benefit from this uptick in BDNF. Although intermittent fasting is helpful for weight loss, its long-term advantages go much beyond that. Those who make it a permanent part of their lives report better metabolic health, cellular regeneration, cognitive function, and a more positive attitude towards eating. There is encouraging evidence that intermittent fasting can help bring down inflammation levels in the body. Diseases like heart disease, cancer, and autoimmune illnesses have all been related to chronic inflammation. Long-term intermittent fasting has the potential to reduce inflammatory indicators, hence lowering the chance of acquiring certain diseases and improving general health. Intermittent fasting may also be beneficial for intestinal health. The gut microbiota can regain stability and variety after periods of rest. Digestive health, food absorption, and immunological response all depend on a balanced microbiota in the gut. Intermittent fasting has been linked to better gut health and a lower risk of gastrointestinal illnesses. Intermittent fasting may also benefit society by helping people bond over common challenges. Many people who practice intermittent fasting find community and inspiration through internet forums and fasting support groups. These groups facilitate the exchange of information, tips, and recipes in addition to providing social and emotional support to members. Here are some methods to help you develop a positive relationship with food while incorporating intermittent fasting into your daily practice. Keep in mind that this method is neither a magic bullet nor a universal answer. Instead, take it as a chance to learn more about your body, develop a healthier connection with food, and boost your well-being. Pay attention to and react appropriately to your body's cues. Mind your body's signals of hunger and satiety, as well as pain and exhaustion. Extreme hunger or deprivation are not desirable outcomes of intermittent fasting. If you experience extreme hunger or illness during your fast, you should reevaluate your strategy and determine if intermittent fasting is right for you. The success of incorporating intermittent fasting into your daily routine depends on careful planning and preparation. Make a plan for your meals ahead of time to ensure that they are healthy and nutritious. Eat a wide range of foods, not just one type of healthy fat, carb, or protein. During the eating window, this will help support your body's dietary requirements. It is essential to maintain a healthy fluid intake throughout the fast. Get enough of fluids throughout the day to keep your body running smoothly and curb your appetite. Some people can drink herbal teas or black coffee without sugar or cream during the fasting period, but it's important to pay attention to your body and make adjustments as needed. You can make intermittent fasting as flexible as you like. If you need to adjust your fasting window or timetable to fit a social or special occasion, you can do so. Instead of enforcing harsh rules that may lead to unpleasant sentiments or behaviors around eating, the goal is to build a sustainable habit that supports your overall well-being. Keep in mind that developing a healthy relationship with food and incorporating intermittent fasting into your daily routine is an individual process. Embrace the journey of self-discovery, treat yourself kindly, and consult your doctor or a certified dietitian if you feel lost along the way.